Now, the other gentleman who had an incident there up in the north end of Fall River early this year. Am I right?
That's correct.
When was that? The month of...
It was about 2 months ago.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that. God.
Yeah, 2.5 months.
Huh.
But as far as an incident goes,
Yeah.
Since then I've felt that possibly God was on my shoulder, because so many wonderful things and changes have been occurring since then. The most significant being the number of people that contacted me from all over the world, from throughout the United States. And I just felt that a little peon such as me, why would people from Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, Colombia, India call me to express their feelings about what happened?
Yeah.
And I can only feel that God was on my shoulder, and he was just guiding the situation so that people might wake up a little as to the terrible things that are happening in America, in places such as Portland and Seattle, New York, and like that.
Even Fall River. I mean, you were out there holding a sign in support of President Trump.
Yes.
And I had a fellow come up to you who took the sign and basically assaulted you. And that started this whole row here. And I guess the case is still in court, so you can't really talk much about it. I understand that. But you were violated, and because he didn't like your sign. If he picked somebody his own age that could beat the crap out of him, I'm sure it'd be a different story. But that didn't take place. He took advantage of you, and you're a senior citizen as well, and violated your rights and hurt you. Luckily you didn't sustain, life-threatening injuries, but nonetheless you were accosted and assaulted. But now you had people call you and from around the world?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It just shocked me.
Yeah. So give me an idea of who called you from what places?
Well, the most important one to me was someone had asked Howie Carr to check into having me on the show. And so he called me, and I agreed, saying, I don't know how interesting I would be or how much profit there would be in me going on, but I'd be willing to. And so he gave me a time that I was to call in. I called, and he said, there's someone here who wants to talk with you. I know that people talk to the guests on the show. So I says, yeah, go ahead. And so the person said, hello, this is Donald J. Trump Jr., and I just froze and I cried. For someone like that to get in touch with, a lowly person such as me, I just couldn't believe it. But anyway, we got to talking, and he was such a wonderful person, saying that his father was so concerned, and I just didn't know what to do. I just followed the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I know you've been out there in support of Trump and this campaign going way back. I met you by kind of accident. I met you at I think it was for Sheriff Hodgins. And I went up to you. I said, hey, what are you wearing that radical hat for? And I was just playing with you that time. And
the hat's on me all the time.
Yeah. So I was just playing with you when I saw the hat. And that was at a Sheriff Hodgins fundraiser, if I recall. And that was back in the wintertime before all this COVID took place.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it was maybe January. It's a while back. And that's how I first bumped into you.
Well, I was on the station here back about 25 years ago, but I forgot that this was the station I was on.
That's you're entitled to it. So now, you've lived in Fall River pretty much all your life?
No, for 35 years. I was in Japan for 17, and I was born and brought up down on Cape Cod in Marston's Mills.
Oh.
We lived on a lake down there, and because of that, I never studied, so I had bad grades. I couldn't get into college. I got into college finally in Japan, and I now have 3 degrees, one over there and
so
2 over here.
You were in Japan after the war, or during the war?
Yes, it was after the war.
So you're in the military or working for a private contractor?
I was working for myself. I started a foreign language school, which I built up to, well, we had about 1,000 students when I sold the school, and a faculty of 25.
So you were teaching English in Japan?
Japanese and English.
Oh, interesting.
I taught Japanese to, the heads of or department managers of American companies over there, or European countries.
I should have opened the conversation by saying Ohio.
Ohio, I must say.
If I known that you were Japanese. I did know a little bit of Japanese because I did work with the Japanese for quite a few years in the early 70s.
It was probably a good experience.
It was. Oh, it was an excellent experience. I was very, I was humbled by their culture, just learning with them, and they're good business people.
Well, I came down here to Fall River. I was in Middleborough for about 5 or 6 years after I came back, and someone from Kamiyama, USA, or it's now it was changed to Amy Candles, as far as the name goes. They had asked me to come in there as administrative assistant, and so I decided to start, and I became general manager within a month, and kind of ran the company for about 17 years.
Yeah, good. So this country now is kind of a mess, as you might imagine, right, with what's taking place and how people are being attacked because they have a hat on. It seems that the left seems to be attacking more people on the right than the other way around. It doesn't get always the press it should, but I'm upset when I see all these personal, violations taking place.
Personally, I'm not that upset.
No?
I see people changing so much. At first, when I first started, about 12 years ago, doing standouts, I would have maybe 10, 12, 15 people would beep and then wave their hand just out of courtesy. That has gotten up now to, we're getting close to 50 to 80% response. Many of these people were stopped by. I had one yesterday stopped at the Rotary up on North Main Street, and he told me, Charlie, he knew my name, I didn't know him, and he says, our philosophies are a little different. I'm on the Democratic side, but I respect you so much. I see you working so hard at this, and I just respect what you're doing, and that's why I wanted to stop and mention that to you. I see this all the time. I've had people who have told me they changed from Democrat to Republican or Democrat to unenrolled. I see so many changes in the Fall River area. Not so much in some of the other areas, because I have gone way up north trying to hit as many towns in the 4th Congressional District as I can. But, down here in Fall River, it's not like the city I came to. I think it is turning very much Republican.
Yeah.
For the primary before the first primary for Trump, I had received from someone a list of all the Democrats that had switched to either Republican or Democrat or independent.
Yeah.
And this list was about that big. I'm showing about a half an inch or so, that thick, 8.5 by 11, and it was astounding. I would say around 6 or 7 thousand people had switched.
Yeah, wow. So I agree with you. I see the trend in the greater metropolitan Fall River area becoming more conservative. I think people are concerned here. I see less so in New Bedford.
Correct.
New Bedford tends to be, quite left-wing leading. That's why it's had a hard time attracting businesses and capital into the city, because it just doesn't seem to be friendly towards business and capital investment. So money goes where it's appreciated. We have a caller on the line. Let's see if this caller has a question. Welcome, caller, to the program.
Oh, good morning, Ralph, and good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
It's so nice to hear you talk. You're such a nice man. and very well educated. I don't know why you're calling yourself a peon.
Well, right now I'm wearing a T-shirt that says "Despicable and Deplorable." Remember where that came from?
That's funny. I guess Hillary brought that out.
Yeah, that's kind of right.
I'm in the deplorable class, yeah.
Are you fully recovered from your injuries?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, God, that was just such a horrible thing, and I'm so sorry that it happened to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You know, I was friendly with Hanako Tanikawa.
Oh, were you?
Yes,
You played
I
golf with her?
And she played for a time, but I think they're fully in Japan now.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so it's funny. Out of something so horrible, that nice things have happened.
Oh, I thank God every day for the things that are happening right now.
Well, namaste. It proves that karma is alive and well.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
And
you
we'll have.
I was gonna say, I worked the last week
Yes.
at the polls on early voting,
Yes.
and it was amazing how many people came in. It was really quite surprising because it's early voting, and there were many first-time voters. And I'm not quite sure what that means. You know,
I think they're on both sides, actually. I think they're on both sides, actually.
Yeah, I think so. There were many first-time voters, and not all of them were young. You know, some were like...
I don't
quite
think
old to
those
be
are on the other
first voter,
side.
you know? Anyway, it's just a different time.
Well, a lot of currents, and not all these currents are obvious. You know, when you're looking at the pond above or the ocean, you don't see all the currents. You don't see the riptide below the waves.
No,
you know?
you don't.
So think of it that way. And there's a lot of riptide out there. So
Yeah, you're good at analogy guy.
well.
Oh,
you have to be.
anyway, it's nice hearing from you, Mr. Chase, and I'm so glad you're okay.
I am, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Fall River. I've always, and the people who stand out with me, always try to be polite. If we get a thumbs down or, that other signal, we just give them a thumbs up and a smile and have a nice day. And that seems to be working with a lot of the people. They, I'll see them come through 2 or 3 times at different days. And I've had some of them have changed to a thumbs up.
Oh, that's good. Kindness begets kindness.
That's correct.
All right. Well, you have yourself a wonderful time, and hang out with Ralph for a while.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank
I'm
you.
thankful for him having me on the show.
Yeah. Very good. If you want to talk to Charlie, give us a call here at the radio station. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. 508-673-1480. 673-1480. And we'll take you on board here. We'll give you, you can talk to Charlie. But Charlie, I'm glad you're doing okay. I know you're still out there doing... wasn't there another incident you had shortly there?
Yes, in front of St. Anne's. A young lady, well, there were 2 ladies in the car, and one of them jumped out and grabbed my signs. They were behind me, and I saw her out of the corner of my eye as she was going past me back to the car. I asked her to please leave the signs there. I needed them. And she refused, and she's holding on to them tight. So, I wasn't about to touch the signs or anything. 2 ladies from other cars came over and started trying to get them from her, cajole them. Finally, one lady just pulled them right out of her hands and gave them back to me. The driver said, "The police are on the way. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here." And she finally left.
You get their plate number and all that, or the other lady?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like having people hurt. And
Yeah, but you seem to be...
like with a certain incident where someone, hurt me, why people would ask me, "Boy, you must hate that guy, huh?" And all I could say is I just feel sorry for him because the educational system, starting with the colleges and the Board of Education, Massachusetts Board of Education, going down through the public school system, they are doing nothing right now but indoctrinating the kids. Math and science is different, but boy, the social studies, we've gotten rid of civics, one of the most important things for a citizen. Them combined with the media, tied up with the Democratic politicians. I'm not saying the party, because I used to be a Democrat myself until Johnson. And these people are all tied in together like a big mafia or something, trying to get it so that they have the control of the country. It's all centered in Washington. They can get that much more money, become that much of a millionaire, and seeing them going into Washington, with maybe income $40,000-$50,000 a year, coming out with millions.
Right.
There's something wrong with that system.
Yeah. Well, yes.
And we need those term limits.
That's why I've been a backer of Trump. He's a disruptor, and he's trying to reduce, or whether he'll. One man can't change in 4 or 8 years, that's for sure. But he's calling attention to the swilling at the trough, as I call it. And we're being robbed blind in this country. Most people have been dumbed down. Quick question before the break, Charlie. If you were to take in Japan a ninth grader level of intelligence versus an American ninth grader, but so far their intelligence level because of the education system, who would you rate as being far more aware?
I'll give you numbers.
Okay.
Right now in the United States, we are 23rd or 24th or more, right? Possibly now, because these numbers are a couple of years ago. In the world, as far as our academic level is in math and science. Over in Japan, they are now in the first, second, third. They're in that area.
Right. So
Japan,
they're in
China,
top, yeah.
and India, Germany.
And you know what's upsetting about this? And is if we were spending the least, but we spend the most, and we get the least. So, and that's just one area. Medical is another one, which we're not going to get into. But in education, unfortunately, we're spending a ton of money. It's always about the kids. Oh, we got to spend more money. It's house taxes, everybody's property taxes are up to the moon, and they get jack it up higher. And I think it's been to featherbed a lot of jobs. And of the administration, the principals, the superintendents, they're all making a couple $100,000. The teachers, the unions. I think it's been a big pork pie. And the kids have not learned nothing to speak of. I mean, compare when you do it on a global basis. We got to take a quick break. We'll be back. Okay, we're back here. We were talking off air. When we're 23rd, 24th in educational attainment levels versus the rest of the world, and we spend more money than the others. So I think it's just turned into a big pork pie. I mean, you look at some of the pays that these administrators and principals and superintendents make, and the teachers do quite well. I think it's just about, they're making their dough. Now, I'm not saying there's not dedicated people out there. Absolutely there are. There are. I'm not arguing that. But the system is so structured now and rigid to change. I see that in the trade schools. These kids coming out just, they're lacking foundation. Okay, we got some callers here. Very good morning to you, caller.
How you doing, Ralph?
I'm doing good.
Charlie?
Hey, good morning.
I don't know if you remember me. The kibble guy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's nice to talk to you. You feel better.
I am. I'm back to my normal right now.
Yeah, I don't see you now. I'm not in sleep. What's going on?
I was there yesterday and the day before.
You were yesterday.
Yeah, this month I have, I think, either 3 or 4 days off. Otherwise, I'm out every single day, with 7 to 12 people. In the group that have asked to do standouts with me, I had about 12 people when all this started. I now have about 100, I believe it's 111 people that are doing this with me.
That's good. That's good. I just wanted, because I don't see you now as often when you used to be. So
I'll get a pair of glasses for you.
I got to let you go, my friend. We're running out of time, and I got calls lined up.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Okay, we got to try to get these calls. Get you. All right. Good morning, caller.
Hey, what's up, Ralph?
Hey, Rob. You got to keep it
Hey,
short and
this is Charlie
sweet, brother.
Chase.
Yes.
Hi.
Charlie, I got a good idea. You're a legend. You got to make a 2021 calendar of you painting like devil horns on all different. Every month, you're painting a different devil horn on a different Democrat politician. All right, peace.
That might have been me years ago.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next caller here. Very good morning, you caller.
Hey, Ralphie, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Jeremy?
Ralph, send my respect out to Charlie. We need more men like him in America.
Yeah. He's hearing you.
We do. We absolutely do. We've got so many people have come out of their homes with the thought that, well, maybe I'll try showing what my thoughts are. And we need many more of those coming out and saying what their real feelings are.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Charlie,
running
if you need a
scared
bodyguard,
now.
Ralph knows me, and I think I could handle the job.
Yeah, no, you can.
I'd
Yeah.
love to have you out with us. If you see me sometime, I'll probably have about 7 or 8 people with me, and drop in. I'll have a sign for you.
Charlie, you're a good man. Have a good day.
Thank
Okay.
you. God bless you.
Yeah, so it's interesting what's happening. I think you're right when I look at Massachusetts, it's getting more to center right than center left, except for like major metropolitan areas like Boston, Cambridge, well, the People's Republic of Cambridge. But you look at Western Mass, when you see the voting taking place there, it's definitely getting more conservative. People are paying more attention,
Definitely. And I just feel that the universities who are creating much of this problem are these universities, especially Ivy Leagues, are so far left right now. Most of them started out as Christian colleges, and now they're kind of like Marxist seminars.
Not kind of, you're right on target.
And the students figure when they go over there, they've been indoctrinated so much that they figure they're going to change the world, and the world is going to go to utopia. There is no such thing as a utopia. That's only when you die. After that, you go to utopia or you go somewhere else. And I just feel so sorry for those students because they believe what they're saying.
Well, they're useful idiots by the people who control them. I mean, if you look at this world communist organization that's embedded in our societies, and they're pretty much they're not easily noticeable.
No.
And they're embedded in our institutions and organizations. Folks, we're running out of time here. Charlie, thank you for coming in. This is the top of the hour.
It's been great, and thank you very much, Fall River area.
Yeah, thank you. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Remember, check us out at the web, ralphscars.com. Give me a call at the shop. If you know somebody looking for a car, send them our way. Or if they need repairs, we'll help them out. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Be safe. Pay attention.